I want to remind you guys of a truth that you probably don't think about on a daily basis. It's unexpected, and it's that your brain lies to you all the time. These lies are called cognitive distortions. They're subtle, false, and inaccurate thought patterns that we unknowingly reinforce over time. The cost of these thought patterns is substantial. There's a huge psychological impact as they fuel anxiety and depression over time. Let's be real, it's hard to change that which we don't know needs changing. So I've created a 16-part series to bring to your awareness 16 of the most common types of cognitive distortions so that you can recognize these cognitive distortions, modify the faulty thought patterns, and reduce the suffering that comes from anxiety and depression. And my hope too is that in the future you're less susceptible to these types of things and these types of spirals. Today we're going to talk about a cognitive distortion that I am so guilty of and really struggle with as a serial perfectionist. It's called black and white thinking. Black and white thinking, also known as all or nothing thinking or polarized thinking, is characterized by an inability or an unwillingness to find shades of gray. Am I in your picture, or is that, I'm okay?
Sorry for interrupting your day.
In other words, you see things in terms of extremes. Something's either fantastic or terrible. You either see yourself as perfect or a total failure. Let's look at the impact of all or nothing thinking or black and white thinking in real life scenarios. So imagine this, you're in an interview and you get asked a question that catches you off guard. And you feel like your answer to the question isn't as good as you would have liked it to have been. It's happened to me, it's probably happened to you guys too, right? Well, if you're looking through the lens of black and white thinking, you're gonna discount the 95% of the interview that you did really well on and hyper-focus on that 5% where you thought you did really crappy. You're gonna have thoughts like, wow, that was horrible. That was a total waste of time. And you're gonna trigger feelings of disappointment and a shame cycle too. This cognitive distortion sets an unrealistic rule that if the outcome is less than 100%, you might as well have completely failed and got an outcome of 0. Black and white thinking can lead to a lot of harsh negative judgments about yourself, lowering your self-esteem in the process. Black and white thinking can also disrupt attempts to change behavior, like sticking to a diet. Imagine you give in and you eat that one brownie, and that completely derails your diet efforts. If you're looking through the lens of black and white thinking, remember this, if you're not at 100%, you might as well be at 0%. So sticking to your diet 90% of the time is a total failure, so you might as well eat whatever you want. Fast forward to me at the drive-thru in McDonald's, ordering 2 double quarter pounders with cheese and chicken nuggets with ranch. Yep, at least an 8-piece, maybe 10 if they have that. I wanted to share that with you guys so you feel less bad about yourself. Your binge eating probably isn't as extreme as mine. So guys, it's time to focus on the solution to black and white thinking. Start finding shades of gray. After that interview, you could tell yourself, yeah, I didn't answer one question perfectly, but I did a really solid job on the other 95%. I did really well in most of the interview, and the interviewer probably recognizes that most people aren't perfect robots. And one mistake in my diet doesn't erase all the success that I've had so far. I've made significant positive changes, and I can't expect things always to go perfectly. In fact, if I stick with this 90% of the time, I'm gonna get some amazing results, and that approach is more sustainable anyways. I'm not a perfect human, I'm not an android. I make mistakes, but I'm doing a pretty damn good job. So guys, I wanna encourage you to try on a new perspective, and please share your experience with this in the comments. Stop collecting the evidence that you suck and start collecting the evidence that you're a badass. Become the Sherlock Holmes of discovering opportunities for self-love. Give up the old way of beating yourself up and look through a new magnifying glass. I guarantee you'll find more evidence that you're a badass than you can imagine. Eventually, you'll discover the truth. You're amazing and you're worthy of the life that you want. Guys, we're developing a new skill set here, recognizing cognitive distortions, the lies that our brain tells us, and correcting those faulty thought patterns. So it's gonna take practice. As you practice, share your experience in the comments. I really wanna hear from you. And I wanna wrap up with this. Again, I am not a professional. I want you to know that asking for help and seeking therapy is the strongest thing that you could ever do, and it's something that I've done as an investment in myself. And I want you to know that if you're struggling with anxiety and depression, you are not alone. It's a part of the human condition and no one's immune to it. But I'm here with you, and we're all in this together. I love you guys, and talk soon.